Today I'm going to talk about the only time I've given somebody a note asking them to be my friend. Welcome to the 27th episode of my series 50 Days Till 50, where I share different stories from my life, all leading up to my 50th birthday on July 19th. The year was 1994, and I was a student on the campus of Clark Atlanta University. And I was walking out of class one day only to see Emmanuel Lewis coming into the class I was leaving. I was like, no, Webster, don't go to my school. Now, some of you watching may be a little bit too young to know who Emmanuel Lewis is, but he was a major star in the 80s. He was the star of his own sitcom called Webster, and it went for 6 seasons. And for those of you who don't know, Emmanuel was famous. He wasn't YouTube famous, Instagram famous. He was big time celebrity famous. On the cover of Ebony famous. Michael Jackson friend famous. On the cover of Jet magazine famous. So whether you know who he is or not, it was a big deal to see him being a fellow student on my campus. And I was determined to be his friend because I grew up watching him. And that's where the note comes in. I literally wrote this man a note like you do in the 3rd or 4th grade to basically be his friend. And I put my phone number in there. And you know, he called me. And that was the beginning of us being cool. His brother Chris also went to the school. And I remember telling him, do you know Emmanuel Lewis go here? You should try to be cool with him. Not realizing that they were brothers. And do you know Chris just humored me? He just let me go on and on, knowing that that was his little brother. I mean, it was the epitome of playing in my face. Me and Emmanuel became so cool over the years. Like, he was the perfect person to ask to be a friend because he embodies that word. He even cooked at my going away party when I was moving away from Atlanta to go to grad school. And I'll never forget this guy who I invited to my party, and Emmanuel was in my kitchen cooking, and he came to find me to go off on me because he was like, why you got this little kid cooking in the kitchen? That's dangerous. He obviously had no idea who Emmanuel Lewis was. And I'm like, dude, he older than me and you. But I had to share this story just based on how I introduced myself to him, asking him to be my friend. You know, my next question after that was, how can you help me meet Whitney Houston? I mean, you think I would be asking him how to meet Michael Jackson because that was his boy, but I never asked him that. It was always about Whitney. I have another great story about Emmanuel, but I'll save that for another episode. In the meantime, check out my interview with him on my YouTube channel or just type in Quencie Interviews Emmanuel Lewis.